For all intents and purposes, most people tend to think that Speed Duels is a dead format, and honestly, I can't blame them. For the most part, Konami's never really shown all that much love to Speed Duels, and it kinda just neglected it for a very long time. However, I want to go ahead and change that. I want to go ahead and present a brand new way to enjoy Speed Duels by presenting the brand new Speed Duels Progression Series. Taking inspiration from Zemo's iconic Progression Series, every week me and my good friend Big Bear 2000 will open up 36 packs of my very own custom-made Speed Duel packs to try and power up our decks. At the end of each episode, me and him will have a best of 3 match to decide the winner of each episode. I hope you're excited because this is the Speed Duels Progression Series. Hello everyone, it's Topsy, and welcome to the very first episode of the Speed Duels Progression Series. And man, I am so excited for today's episode. So, in today's episode, me and Bear are going to be opening up the very first pack in my custom Speed Duel set, known as Duelist of Destiny, which is a combination of both Destiny Masters and Duelist of Tomorrow, the very first 2 Speed Duel starter decks. And this is super exciting, especially because my good friend Big Bear 2000, well, let's just say he doesn't have the most experience with playing Speed Duels. So this is going to be really interesting to see how his experience with Master Duel is going to translate to this different format. But enough yapping on my side, let me go ahead and pass you over to Bear so he can go ahead and introduce himself to you guys. Alright Bear, on to you.
Alright guys, and welcome to the Speed Duel Progression Series here on Topsy's channel. You probably know me on Topsy's channel from his original Progression Series that we did with Push X to start, and I'm excited to be here. I've never played Speed Duel, so I'm a little, I can't even say rusty, I'm just not good. I'm not familiar with it, but Topsy may not want you to know this, but we did run an episode before this. We had some technical issues. Just know that I won. Just know that I won. And maybe I did it with some dragons, and maybe I had his help, but I'm not allowed to have his help anymore because he's a little butthurt about it. But I don't know. He could deny that. You just might have to believe me on that. We'll see. But yeah. So today we are going to be opening up Duelist of Destiny. These are the custom packs that he's made for Speed Duels. I don't believe they really had packs like this, so he sort of went in by each little era from beginning to end of Speed Duels format, and we are allowed to open up 36 of them. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now, and then we have access to all the Speed Duel skills available to us, so I can also, whatever I get from these pulls, take a look at those skill cards and see which one would probably fit in best. Will I be able to run the dragons again? Probably not. But we'll be able to run something, and I think we'll still be able to get that win over our boy.
Okay, so here we are at the pack simulator, and let's go ahead and talk about the set we're going to be opening up for today's episode, that of course being the Duelist of Destiny. And if you guys remember these original starter decks, in these sets we had a bunch of decks be introduced to us. We had Harpies, we had Amazonas, Gravekeepers, Toons, we had some Joey good stuff. We had a lot of strategies going on, but at the same time a lot of fluff as well. Coming into this set, there's some cards that are going to be definite things that we're going to have to keep an eye out for. Specifically, in the higher rarity section, we have cards like Relinquish that, if you get a good package for this deck, could be extremely strong. Not only that, but realistically, Toon is semi-playable if you pull well enough, but the strategy that's going to be the most intimidating going forward is going to be the Lord of Dragons strategy. Lord of Dragons is a rare alongside the Flute of Summoning Dragon being a common, makes this deck fairly easy to pull. Not only that, but if you end up getting fairly lucky with the dragon monster pulls, you can get cards like Tyrant Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, even Luster Dragon, which can make you extremely powerful. But besides that deck, there is a few other sleeper builds we can get out of this set. Of course, the Harpy strategy is a realistic thing we could pivot towards, but in addition to that, you can go ahead and combine that with the Amazonas cards in order to use the Tribal Synergy skill in order to get a fairly powerful strategy as well. And not to mention the fact that Gravekeepers have a fairly okay strategy going on as well, however their skill isn't much to write home about. Of course, I am super excited to go into this set, and I can't wait to see what we end up pulling. But enough about that, let's go ahead and open up 36 packs of Duelist of Destiny and see if we can get lucky. Alright then, 36 packs coming right up. All right, pack number 1. Let's see what we can get. Okay, nice. In the very first pack, we have the Lord of Dragons, and we actually have a Black Illusion Ritual. These are common, so I do expect to get as many of these as possible. But that Lord of Dragons being the first card we pull is very, very good. All right, cool. We have a double costume here that could come up in a later set. Pack number 3, and ooh, okay, we have some harpies right here. These are probably the 2 harpy monsters I want to see the most out of the low rarity stuff. So I am happy to see both of them there. Okay, ooh, Dragon's Rebirth is a really nice pull, especially if we want to play the Dragon Collar strategy. And Meteor Dragon's not a bad addition as well.
Alright, so with the first pack here, we're already getting some Gravekeepers, Kaiba Man, cool. Thousand Dragon, Fusion Target, cool. Alright. The Flute of Summoning Dragon is a good card, especially if we get some of the bigger dragons with that dragon skill. So we're just going to keep opening up until we get anything a little bit eye-opening. Like I know the dragons for sure. I know there's Gravekeepers. Harpy Ladies is another one. Toons is another one. Okay, we got Wonder Wand, our first poly.
Alright then, so ooh, very, very nice. That's our first copy of 7 Tools of the Bandit. This card is phenomenal, especially later on once we start getting some more impactful trap cards. Trap Jammer, okay, it's a worse version of 7 Tools, but we will take that. And so far I've been noticing we've been pulling a lot of the low rarity Amazoness monsters, so I am happy to see that. And oh my goodness, okay, Wonder Ones is another great pickup, especially paired up in the Lord of Dragon strategy.
We got another Harpy Lady, okay. Shard of Greed, I did get this card as well. It is sort of a draw spell. Not too bad. Not too bad at the end of the day. The deck size is 20, which is different for me. So deck consistency cards may not be as important as they once were in, say, like the TCG. Elegant Egotist, that is a good one as well. We got Toon World, some more Toon cards as well here. Wild Tornado, spell trap removal. Interesting, okay.
Okay, second Wander one, very happy to see that. Honestly, even if we don't pull the Dragon Collar strategy, and you know what, never mind, forget what I said. Amazoness Village, holy shit, this is so good. Honestly, this is something very realistic we can end up playing today. As I said, we've been pulling some decent Amazoness monsters. There is a couple that are fairly low rarity, so it's not off the table. And with Amazoness Village, this makes this a very, very viable strategy. Also, Egotist, very good if we do plan on playing the combined strategy.
Cat of Ill Omen. I've used that card. Oh, well, there's Blue Eyes White Dragon. So, all right, let's see if we can get, let's see what we can do here. I'm already thinking maybe dragons is the way to go already. Dark Magic Attack. Okay.
Magician Circle is a cool card. That actually, I can see some play with Lord of Dragons because he is a spellcaster. And speaking of, there is our second copy. Hold up, am I bugging or have we not pulled any copies of Flute of Summoning Dragon? No, we haven't. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're on to 2 Lord of Dragons so far with no flutes. That's a little concerning.
Just dragon stuff would be good here. We have Ririku. I remember this being in the CCG set. I never used this card. Okay. Seems fair enough. We got another flute. We do need a Lord of D though to be able to pull off the dragon shenanigans. Haven't seen one of those yet.
Let's see. Ooh, huge pickup. You know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna just end up playing Amazoness right now. We have Village and Heirloom. That's huge. That's so big. Okay, that's enough Chain Masters. We have 10 of them now. Let's see. What else can we pick up? Oh, okay, that's not that good. So far we only have 1 Amazoness name. We do want to go ahead and see if we can pick up a copy of Paladin. That would be very nice.
Dark Magician Girl. Cool. Don't know if we will use that a whole lot. Depends on what we get here. Another Blue Eyes. Okay, we really need the Lord of D's now. And then Cost Down also. I was running in that deck. We did have a Jar of Greed. It's looking pretty similar. We just really need the Lord of D. Another Jar of Greed. Dope.
Okay, well that's a playset of Lord of Dragons now. And we still only have, what is it, like 1 copy of Flute? Right? Yeah, we only have 1 copy of Flute. Oh, wow. Okay. Harpy Lady Sisters. Do we just do it? Do we pull the plug and just say we are playing this deck? Okay, we have the 1 copy of Egotist, 1 Lady Sisters. Honestly, we might actually just do this. Let's see. Ooh, okay. No, I think it's happening. We're gonna be playing this deck. That's our first copy of Sage. We have multiple copies of Chain Master. We have a couple We have the 2 copies of Heirloom. We have the Village, and we have Sisters with a Egotist. I don't know. I'm seeing the vision here. Ooh, that's a nice pickup. The Golden Apple. I don't mind that whatsoever. And a Jar of Greed, not bad.
Now I'm like just like looking out for the dragon stuff. I feel like I have to, right? If I get 2 blue eyes, somehow it's even stronger than what I had before, and we already thought that was broken. And there's a red eyes, bro. We need this. We need the Lord of D's. But regardless, if we can't play the dragons, we'll take a look at the skills, see what we can come up with, and maybe we'll run something a little more unique, you know. But damn, do the dragons look like they were pretty damn good.
I was kind of hoping to see at least one more copy of Paladin and or like Egotist. Those would be very nice. I believe we have a playset of Jar Greets now, so that's cool at least. While Tornado, that might be our first copy of that.
Okay, so let's check and see what we got here. From what I remember, we had 0 Lord of D. Let's go here. And where is the Lord of D? He is a rare, and we didn't get 1. We don't get any respins or anything like that. Oh no. Guess we missed out on that. That sucks. Maybe we could do something with Kaiba Man. I think we kind of maybe have to. We'll see. Maybe there's another dragon skill that we can sort of come up with. Unfortunately, the flute requires you to have the Lord of D. But we'll see. We'll take a look at what we're gonna come up with here, and then I'll come back with a deck profile for you guys.
And okay. Honestly, I can't be mad at this whatsoever. We did pull pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. Especially in the higher rarity stuff. Sisters, Village, Golden Apple, Tools. I don't mind these whatsoever. 2 Flute of 70 Dragons, 3 Lord of Dragons. Do we have any viable dragons though? I guess we have Meteor. That's playable. Man, there's a lot to consider here. Well, Bear, I hope you pulled pretty decent, man, because I am liking what I'm seeing here. Alright, I'll see you guys at the deck build.
Alright guys, so we are going to be playing Gravekeepers. So we have the deck in front of us. Well, not just Gravekeepers, it's actually Spellcasters. We're just going to go card by card, sort of go over it, pretty much. So, the main premise of this deck is to flood the board with Gravekeepers or Spellcasters and utilize the spell trap tools that are pretty strong, actually, to what we have available to us. We can bring stuff back with the graveyard using Gravekeeper's Chief, as well as Gravekeeper's Steel to get it back into our hand. We can send our Gravekeepers using Wonder Wand, as well as beef them up. We can search the deck for any spellcast for 2000 or less attack, which is the entire deck, with Magician's Circle. And we can just special summon 1 from the graveyard with Rite of Spirit. And then, I don't know if I mentioned this, Gravekeeper's Chief also, when it is tribute summoned, could target a Gravekeeper, special summon that. So we have a draw engine, we have recursion, we have searchability, and then another little spice on my end is we're running a small Toon engine using Toon Mass Sorcerer, which can attack directly if we have Toon World on the field. You might be like, where the hell's the Toon World, my guy? Well, we are going to be using It's a Toon World, the skill, just because we don't really want to pay 1,000 life points. We don't want to continue a spell on the field because we have these that can get rid of it. In our side deck, we have a card that can snipe a card from the hand. We have spell trap removal, and we have trap jammer, which negates a trap pretty much. So basically, the intention is to shut down any spell traps he has or get something out of his hand that he might need for whatever combos he's trying to accomplish. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm kind of going for here. But yes, this is the deck. It is a little weird. I don't know if this has been done before or not. I don't really play SpeedDuels a whole lot, but I thought this looked fun. It's not as cut, dry, and simple as the dragon deck with the dragon skill, but I think it's going to be a fun time, and I'm excited to get into the duels with my guy. So let's get into the duels.
Alright guys, so here we have the deck for today's episode, and I ended up going with the Harpy Amazoness strategy. Now, Is this deck perfect? No. I would have liked if I had gotten like one more copy of Amazon Sage. If that was the case, then I would feel a lot more confident going into today's episode. But overall, with the composition of the deck right now, I'm feeling pretty okay with it. So essentially the small little rundown here is that we are playing the Tribal Synergy strategy with pretty much every single card you kind of need to play for this deck. Unfortunately, we only had 2 copies of Birdface, so we couldn't go ahead and max out on those. But yes, so we have the Harpy Lady Sisters, the Birdface, the Amazoness Chain Masters, and the Sage, alongside Harpy Lady 2 and 2 Harpy Lady 1s. I thought that I had a playset of Harpy Lady 1s, but unfortunately I did not, so I'm going to have to do with Harpy Lady 2. In addition, with the spell cards, we have the Elegant Egotist, we have the Heirloom, the Village, Golden Apples, the Amazoness Archers, alongside the 7 Tools of the Bandit. As a whole, I think it's a pretty neat, tight-knit strategy that should be able to perform fairly well as long as we don't get blown over. Now for the side deck. For the side deck, I'm kind of preparing for the off chance that Bear ends up getting fairly lucky and playing the Dragon Collar strategy. We have 3 copies of the Light Force Sword in order to try and snipe out any powerful dragons out of his hand before he's able to resolve the effect of Fluid Summoning Dragons. In addition, we do have the Jar Greed and Trap Jammer. Jar here is for consistency during the turns where I see that this deck isn't performing as well as I wanted to do, and Trap Jammer for the off chance that he's potentially also playing an Amazoness-based strategy. And of course, I am going to be side decking the Millennium Ice skill under the circumstance that he has a very consistent strategy and I'm trying to mess that up for him. But with all that being said, let's hop into the duels. All right, Bear. So here we are, buddy. So tell me, did you enjoy the pack opening? How'd you feel about that? The deck building and all that.
I did, and Topsy here knows that I am not running the dragons back. But I do want to let him know I did get 5 copies of Flute of the Dragon Summoning, 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons, no Lord of D, so
Okay.
saving grace.
Okay, wow, so that deck is unplayable.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I got a couple other good dragon cards too, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, just no Lord of D made it pretty much I couldn't play it. Which
Yeah.
is fine. I think it was a little strong last time around, and but now I know it exists, and maybe now I know how to counter it if you're playing it today.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, I'm excited to run this back once again. As usual, this time around, I did end up making 3 separate decks once again, and I'm happy with what I ended up running with. I kind of wish my pulls were slightly better, but you know what? I can't complain too much. I like the deck that I'm running, and I'm excited for this, buddy. So why don't you just hop onto this room? Yeah. So for the audience, me and Bearer, this is our second go at trying to duel against each other. The first duel, I ended up getting completely wiped. I got 2-0'd. He was using the Dragon Collar strategy, and it was not even close. Like, each duel lasted like 2 turns. It was kind of crazy. But unfortunately, like, all the audio got lost for that video, and we're not gonna have it available. So this is gonna be the run back to see how exactly we fare against him this time around. And I'm hoping not to get like washed once again, because this is gonna look so bad for my SpeedDuel rep, you know. I can't be the SpeedDuel guy losing to someone that doesn't play SpeedDuels.
Not only that, this is like my 3rd duel playing it.
This is so bad. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, so this time around, I do get to choose. You know what? I'm gonna continue choosing to go first. Oh my god, you're playing Tomb World. Okay, all right. Well, you'll probably see, but I am playing Tribal Synergy once again. I can't get away from these girls.
You're gonna pop my Tomb World.
Okay, no, this is actually so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and so tunes can't attack the turn they are summoned, so I don't really have to worry about that. Now we'll play it safe. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and normal summon Amazoness Chain Master. We will activate Amazoness Heirloom on her. Let a card face down, and we will pass it on to you.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. let's see here. Okay.
We cooking over here?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, let's check it out.
I think I'm gonna surprise you a bit here.
Ooh, all right.
Maybe not yet. Maybe the next turn. We're gonna actually normal summon. This one is expected. We're gonna normal summon the sorcerer.
That's a good one.
Then I'm gonna activate.
Ooh, Wonder Wand. Okay. It got a little draw engine going.
Yeah,
I respect
I'm
it.
Activating it now.
All right, I respect it.
Okay.
Very confident, I see. Leaving yourself vulnerable like that.
Yeah, I didn't draw what I was expecting here, but that's perfectly fine.
Okay. You know what? I respect the confidence.
Two little back rows.
Okay.
My guy.
Oh, back row. All right. So now we're gonna show you why I'm playing this deck. I'm gonna normal summon Harpy Lady #1, and I'm gonna activate my skill once again, which lets me draw 2 cards because I control both an Amazoness monster and a Harpy. So I've drawn 3 cards off this skill already. Right, we'll set another card face down, and yeah, let's get some damage going. Chain Master, and then Harpy Lady 1. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty good about this so far.
Oh, dude, that's crazy as I fucking bricked, dude.
Oh, yeah, did you?
You still have not seen what this deck can do, and there's only 2 cards in this deck that can brick me, and I have both.
You got both of them?
Yeah, we can just run it again.
Oh, okay. All right, Duel 1 goes to me. Go ahead and surrender there, buddy.
Ah, you got it.
All right. Okay, Bear. Duel 2. Let's see if you don't brick this time.
I'll attempt to go first. I'm gonna attempt it now.
Okay.
So we're gonna activate Tune Table of Contents.
Ooh, okay.
Another Tune Table of Contents.
Okay, so we have the consistency game going on right now.
Another Tune Table of Contents.
Alrighty.
Got the Sorcerer.
Ah, okay. You only got 2 tables?
2 tables. That is it.
Okay. Not bad. I mean, it's essentially like an upstart goblin for your deck, so not bad.
Then, I won't show you the spice yet. We're gonna just do the Sorcerer.
Alrighty.
And then I'm setting 2.
Very, very cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate my skill once again. I'm going to show you the fact that I do have a Harpy and an Amazoness monster in my hand to draw 1 more card.
He's cracked.
I'm cracked. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and activate my field spell, Amazoness Village.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Very cool. Then we're going to go ahead and normal summon Amazoness Sage. And we're going to equip her with Amazoness Heirloom. We got any response to that?
We do.
Ooh, well, Tornado.
This one.
Very fair. But I actually do have a second one.
My God. Jesus.
And we're gonna go ahead and attack the Toon Mass Sorcerer. And we could just go ahead and pop your Toon World right now. Because if you didn't know, your skill actually behaves as a continuous spell card. And I feel like your deck kind of falls apart if you don't have your field spell. Yeah, so we're going to do that.
Okay.
And we will pass it on to you now.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so main phase 2, not having a main phase 2 hurts.
It does, doesn't it? It's really weird and something you have to adapt to.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt a bit.
It really does change the dynamic of a duel, like, a lot more than you would originally think.
Yeah.
But let's see what you're cooking with, or how bad of a situation you're in right now. Kind of curious.
Not in the best situation per se.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking right now is, like, with tunes, you kind of have to build the deck in a fairly defensive way to, like, save yourself a turn in order to, like, keep your tunes alive, and so in order to start, like, steamrolling your opponent with direct attacks and other effects.
What if I'm not playing?
That would be wild if you're like, what is going on? Okay.
Now we're going to activate this.
Oh, I dig it.
This.
Gravekeeper tunes? Kinda cool. Kinda cool. But what do we do now?
Oh man.
Amazon's heirloom it's pretty annoying.
Dude, if you didn't have the second one, I probably maybe would have won this, but yeah, you probably have it now.
And I hate to break it to you, buddy. I have a playset of those heirlooms. And then let's go ahead and pot of greed right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets worse.
Mm.
Egotist for Harpy Lady Sisters. I'm kind of cracked. Yep.
I'll tell you the situation I was in.
Alright, so.
I had a main phase 2 and all that.
And with that, buddy, I retain my reputation as the SpeedDuels guy. Man, see, this is what I was expecting out of our first run with our duels. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But...
That's what happens when I'm in control. You think it's actually good, though.
No, okay, so this...
Yeah, adjust some things.
I'm actually really curious what your idea was going into this, because I was convinced you were just running pure tunes. I'm like, that's kind of cool. But running up with Gravekeeper tunes is kind of nutty. So is it fair to assume that the only tune monster you're running is Toon Mask Sorcerer?
Yes.
Okay, very fair. Okay, you know what? I respect that. Definitely with starting out with the skill with Toon World, so you can always just summon out those some of those Toon Mask Sorcerers easily. I really like the tech of that trap card. I really like that card. It was one of those cards that I did contemplate playing if I were to play the Dragon Color skill in order to go ahead and special summon Lord of Dragons. But no, dude, I actually respect what you ended up coming up with. Very saucy.
Wasn't good enough, unfortunately.
Right. So as you can see, I think very highly of this version of this strategy. I think that it's kind of like a sleeper deck that is very strong because of how much it relies on the battle phase for me. My strategy is super annoying, especially because I got very fortunate and ended up pulling 3 copies of Amazon's Heirloom. However, I didn't pull that many Amazon's monsters. I ended up pulling 3 copies of Chain and only 1 copy of Sage, which is kind of rough because Sage is pretty good because of her ability to pop back row. And without that many Amazon's names in my deck, my heirlooms do struggle to resolve. Also, I am playing the trap card Amazon's Archers, if you remember it, where it just reduces flatly all monsters in your opponent's in your field by 500. Which in situations like these, it makes it very difficult to compete against me, which is very different compared to when you played Dragon Caller, where all your monsters were huge, so it made it very difficult for me to survive.
Yeah.
So tell me about the concept behind your deck. What were you thinking of doing? What exactly was your idea behind it?
So, our game plan is to get multiple Gravekeepers.
Yeah.
Hopefully get a tribute off so we can special summon a Gravekeeper using Chief. But if not, we can special summon it using Circle. And then we have the Toon Mask Sorcerer with the Toon Table Contents package in here to get more consistency. And then with the Wonder Wand is also a consistency tool.
Of course.
We're hoping to make the duel last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So since we're obviously not doing like 3,000 damage like last time, so having recursion and the Gravekeeper Steel is a good way to do that. And then I was like, we could run Toon World, but I'd rather just have the consistency of the skill.
No, I do respect that. I do respect you going with the skill as opposed to actually playing the Toon World in itself, just because it is a small Toon package, and this is the kind of creativity that I come to expect out of you as like a deck builder. I think it's really cool. I don't think I would have thought of that myself, running Toon Mask Sorcerer in a Gravekeeper strategy. It makes too much sense just because everything's spellcaster there. The Toon Table Contest gives you consistency, so you have a higher chance of seeing the cards you want to see. The Wonder One works with everything. The Magician's Circle works with everything. I think this is conceptually really solid. No, and again,
obviously you killed me a little too fast.
Yeah, so again, like having to adapt to not having a main phase 2 is going to be a weird challenge for you to go through, just because we don't realize just how important it is when we're playing like TCG. It's kind of just like you take it for granted. So some strategies aren't as good as you initially think whenever you take away the main phase 2.
Yeah, I guess that may be the case here. It was like a niche scenario I do think your deck's like hard to work around, especially because it pops back row.
Yes,
Pretty
yes.
heavily too, and but you know, losing my attack boost hurts, and then missing out on those 2 card draws is probably the worst one. I do really like the deck a lot. I think like the parts that maybe could be adjusted are ratios. I think actually only doing 1 Gravekeeper's Chief is probably the move here, especially since I have 3 this. I actually cut this down to 2, cut this down to 1, and put in 2 Wild Tornado.
Just main decking it. Yeah, so that's another really interesting thing about speed duels. Back row removal is almost like a non-negotiable in formats like these. It's like back row is so important because your battle phase is so important to you. So really cool to see that it's like you're slowly learning like a lot of the niche applications of the format and like the certain play styles that come around with it. But Bear, now that we're done with the duels, have to ask a question. Do you think there's anything currently in the format that needs to get addressed?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Honestly, I'm in the same boat with you. However, I would say that if I were to make any changes to the format right now, is potentially maybe like semi-limiting something like Amazon's Heirloom, just because you saw just how dominant that spell card is and how strong it feels against you as a player. But besides that, I think everything else felt pretty fair. Like I don't think anything felt too rough to play against.
Yeah. I think the only part that was rough was adjusting the deck, putting in the Wild Tornado, popping it, and then you having the second one.
Yes.
Just kind of an ow. I was like, damn. Well,
exactly. And that's the reason I say potentially Heirloom, because it's definitely playable against, because all you really have to do is just have the back removal in order to deal with it, and it's done with. And it was just very unfortunate of you, the fact that I had a second one already in hand. But yeah, so what do you think? Should we semi-limit Heirloom, or are you cool with it still being at the format at 3?
I think the deck that you're playing is playable for me. I think.
Okay. Ooh, potential Harpy Amazoness mirror. Okay, I see you.
I could look into it, make sure I have some of the pieces.
All right, man.
Yeah,
well, I had a good time with this. Yeah, I had fun here.
Yeah, same. I kind of want to run some more duels with you to see if maybe I can make this deck work by adjusting a few things to show maybe there is something there.
You know what? That's fair. With you having not that much experience with speed duels, having a few test runs would not hurt whatsoever. But yeah, guys, with that, this concludes the very first episode of the Speed Duel Progression Series. I, for one, had a great time. I'm glad that I did not get completely wiped this time around. Bear, you're a really good sport.
I got kind of wiped.
But I'm looking forward to the next episode. We're gonna get some really cool stuff. I believe it's the Mako pack we're gonna be opening. We're gonna have cards like Deathless be available to us. I believe we have some Joey stuff in there as well, so it should be a fun one. But with that, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. With that, we'll catch you next week. See you guys.